tell you exactly what's going to happen to every one of them if they survive, if they don't die in there, and if they don't escalate again and commit more crimes while they're in prison. You can bet your life on that. My concern is the 70 or 80 kids that went to the court,
To show their support.
to
Yeah.
show their support for murder.
Yeah.
Now,
All of them skipped school.
all of them skip school. That's truancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote in the paper, as you know, when you asked me to do this, that they want, what's his name? Fisher, the superintendent?
Yeah.
Is his name?
Superintendent Fisher.
They want Superintendent Fisher to figure out what they're gonna. That is like asking Besetto, what are you gonna do with gang members? Are you? This is crazy. Do you think any of those teachers know what to do with gang members? If you think one teacher, well, maybe there's one. I have ex-convict friends who became teachers. Some of them became writers. So you might have one. But if they haven't been a gang member and they haven't turned their life around and they haven't been connected with the justice system in every way, they don't know shit about dealing with gang people. They don't know nothing about it. They're the wrong people. The only people that can help those 70 or 80, God knows.
70 or 80.
70
yeah.
or 80 identified. They identified them, right?
Names, everything.
Names
yeah.
and everything. They know who they are.
Addresses, everything.
That skip school. The only persons that may have a chance to help them are Judge McCann,
Judge McCain,
the police department,
right?
the probation department.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Ann Sullivan's got a program over there that does community service. Right. Okay. Officer
Nolan.
Officer Nolan.
Our friend, the prosecutor.
Yeah. All right. The prosecutor's department.
Name, but
yeah. His son just got an award.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
I forgot his name too.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But the prosecutor.
Right.
Okay. Teachers.
Oh God!
Get the teachers out of here, right?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
You gotta be
This
kidding.
is ridiculous.
I know.
They need to get all 80 of those and their parents into Judge McCain's
Right.
courtroom. This is a program. I'm developing a program on your show.
Okay.
Bring him right before that judge. And he needs to sentence every one of them to at least 6 months of an educational program. Okay, twice a week,
Mm-hmm.
kids and parents.
True.
It could be run by Officer Nolan.
Right.
Could be run by Officer Nolan under Ms. Sullivan's program. Okay, and they can go to a school environment where they can listen to people like me. We could get the people from Lowell that did the gang thing in Lowell that was so successful with the 1,000 kids in 2002 through 2007 that affected 1,000 kids in the gangs up there, the Cambodian gangs or whatever that turned Lowell around. Of course, they had a $500,000 budget, the teen center up in Lowell. Okay, because they had the problem, same kind of thing with those, and they put 2 street workers on the street to work with gangs, and then they brought in people like us and everything to take. They need Bobby DeLello.
Right.
Bobby could come down and do several educational programs.
True.
If you've been watching this program over the last year or so, you've got some insight into these, but you can take these kids and bring real criminals into them so that they can talk to them. People who've been in the Italian gang. What did they call that thing?
The mafia.
Oh, yeah, right.
The mafia.
The Irish mafia, the Italian mafia, the black mafia, and we even got the Mexican and stuff like that. We have ex-members in fact, in this community, I have associates who done hard time with me. You can go on my website.
Yeah.
And
See who they are, yeah.
3,000 Years in Life is on there
Yeah,
from
the film, yeah.
1973. People don't know there are people who live right here in New London who were prisoners at that
Yeah.
time and had drug problems and gang members and
They
stuff.
clean themselves up.
And they clean themselves up, and been working a long, long time. And I'm just thinking of, you know who I'm
Yeah, I
thinking
do
of,
know who
right?
you're thinking
Who
of.
is one of my ex-associates that's here in town.
I know who you mean.
And crying out loud, I didn't recognize him for how many years,
I
right?
know, right?
So you could get individuals in, you could develop a program that is an educational program, because it has to be, they need to learn civics, they need to learn moral responsibility, and they need to understand there are consequences for your actions, which means, I think, truancy is a crime. So I would think that if it's truancy, the judge would have some authority to get
I would
himself
think so.
under the court,
Yeah.
so he could sentence them for truancy on
Yeah.
what they did, get the school out of it, put them on the justice system side
Right.
for a while, at least 6 months. I would say 6 months, twice a week with the parents, and develop a program, and maybe you might turn a few of them around. I'm not saying you will already.
You might.
You might, because gangs are so prevalent now that it's unbelievable what's happening with gangs in the United States. You can watch these crazy shows that show them on TV, the
Yeah.
motorcycle gangs. That, of course, we know the Bloods, the Crips, and everything else. And believe a gang becomes your family. What did you say, Father? Your gang becomes
Your family,
your
yeah.
family. Now, you know, and I was thinking about that, and you say, wow, you know, that is crazy. However, you're not worried when you go down the street.
No.
Now, we did the right thing, and we did
Sure, we
police,
did, yeah.
right? And I'm not worried when I went down the street either. And I was thinking, well, I know I could got. The police didn't respond to me quickly in that last
Yes, I know
situation,
that,
and
yeah.
you know I got a little
You
aggravated.
got mad, I know.
And the funny thing, even after all these years, because I at one time belonged to an a gang, if I needed to, I could call those individuals and they would be here today, just as if it was yesterday. There is a loyalty factor that exists there. Now, there's a lot of them that have changed and are what we call straight now, or relatively straight. But there are many of them that are still active in the criminal side and stuff like that. So I guess I myself have a unique situation of being a little bit sick. That I know that I have the ability to call on very serious, violent people who deal in violence and who could care less about who you are. And that's where those kids have gone. They have stepped over the edge and they don't care about anybody or anyone's life, including, I hate to tell you,
Their own.
mommy and daddy
And their own,
and
too.
their own life. They don't care
No,
about
they
their
don't.
own life. They absolutely their own. I'm glad you said that too. But they don't care about anybody else's, and they have no fear. You're absolutely right. No fear of
they
dying
don't.
because they don't care about their own life. Well, I know that we're probably going to end this, and it may be a short show tonight. But Bobby, thank you
Thank
for
you,
me
Father.
being here, and I'm sorry I blew my top here.
And like your friend Bobby DeLo says, you are getting better.
Thank you very much.
And with that, thank you and good night.